Lachlan Croker says he wouldn't change a thing about his footy career, but admits the NRL may never truly be able to protect players from themselves. The now former Manly hooker suffered several serious concussions in his time in the game, forcing him to retire at just 28. He spoke with our reporter, Cody Kaye.
Well, Lockie, I dare say this is not a conversation that you ever thought you were going to be having at 28 years of age, a couple of days away from your 29th birthday, but today I speak to you as a retired footy player. Has it sunk in yet?
Sort of. It's funny, people used to always say, how long do you think you're going to play for? And I would always say until the wheels fell off. And I genuinely meant that. And to have it, not so much the wheels, but the computer that runs the car is stressful. And then making the decision, thinking about it like that was a no-brainer, for want of better words. But it was a tough period of time. And I think that I've come to terms with it more now because I've known for such a long time.
Can we sort of quickly walk through the timeline? So there's the initial knock against Canberra in round 9 in 2024, which seemed pretty innocuous. And then there's another knock playing New South Wales Cup. Can you just talk to us about how quickly you started to form the opinion that maybe your career was going to get taken away?
The first one was a funny one because I've never felt that bad after a head knock immediately. So that I actually got taken off the field because Daly told one of the trainers that I wasn't normal. So for Daly to recognise that I was not well was probably testament to the knock that I actually did get and how I was feeling at the time. And then the second one in New South Wales Cup against the Rabbitohs was it was innocuous as well, and I didn't feel too bad during the back end of that game. And then the next day and the day after that, and then going into training the following day, I felt terrible, and I knew that it was similar to the time before. And the more that sort of went on, the more scared I got. And it would have been 4 or 5 weeks into that knock that I went home and first sort of voiced it to my partner. And with all the tears and the sadness that came along with it, I think that sort of opened the door to, the more I spoke about it, the more it sort of became true. And I think the first step to admitting it was the hardest, and then it ended up being what's best for myself, but also what's best for the club with my money off the cap and all that sort of stuff. So it was not so much a joint decision, but it was definitely a decision that benefited both parties.
Were there periods through that, and are there periods now where, because of everything that you've put yourself through, you're afraid of what 20 or 30 years looks like?
Yep. But I don't know if that helps me now. And I think if I looking forward 20 to 30 years, if things don't go right, then I know that I wouldn't change the way that the footy went for me. I loved every minute of it. I met so many wonderful people. And I've had the best time of my life, and I owe this game everything. It's given me so much. And if 20 to 30 years from now something goes wrong, I can probably look back on it still with pride because I did the right thing at the end. And and looking back, I wouldn't change a thing. It's been a hell of a ride, and yeah.
I got to ask you, and if it's something you'd rather not talk about, please let me know. But Eli Katoa was, the shocking incident at the Pacific Championships, 3 head knocks, brain surgery, won't play it all through 2026. Does the game do enough, do you think, to look after players? Has it still got a long way to go, and can it ever get to a place where you can completely protect a player from themselves?
I don't think so, no. I empathise with both parties because so many concussions that I've had have been so innocuous and you wouldn't be able to tell. But I can imagine that Ellie, there's no way that he wouldn't have not wanted to play that game. So to be able to protect players from themselves, I don't think so. I think the more we educate players on the risks, which even now are not that clear. So it's a very tricky one, and I don't know where it ends. I don't know how it ends, but I don't think there'll ever be a world where we can protect players from themselves, because just the type of people they are and the type of people they need to be to get to this level.
Looking ahead to the next chapter of your life, you've started coaching the SG ball team, and it seems like that is where your future lies, so you won't be lost to the game. What's that transition feel like at the moment? Does it feel natural, or does it feel like you're jumping into something new?
It definitely feels like I'm jumping into something new. We sat through a few workshops in the first couple of weeks of first grade training here, and it's learning a new skill, right? There's more than just knowing footy. It's about managing people, and I remember so many good coaches and managers that I had back in 16s and 18s back then when it was, and the impact that they had on me as a player and as a person, and to be able to be in that position, flip reversed, it's really exciting, and it makes me really proud that I can potentially one or two of those play a big role in their lives and their footy career.
Mate, I just wish you so much luck in the next stage of your career, and I know Manly fans will be delighted that you're here in some capacity coaching, and I'm sure plenty of them will be hoping one day that they see you playing a role in the NRL side with the clipboard. But enjoy the next chapter, mate, and congratulations on making a really tough and brave call.
Thanks, coach. Appreciate that.